start all of your content with like a
We
really
missed the end of the world.
awful
Weird noise.
Yeah. So
Let's all make.
D&D time.
Whoop, 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 whoop,
Yay! I
whoop,
also
whoop,
just
whoop.
finished watching the episode of ReZero, so yeah, I'm ready.
Anyway, this was a good game. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure to tune in next week.
Don't you dare say that.
No.
Don't
We've
forget to
been
like.
we've been gone for long enough.
Don't forget to like. No.
Alright, so who can actually remember what happened last time?
So my cult was here, and I was like, cool, we're going to Neverwinter, and then there was some people, and they were like psychic goblins, and I was trying to convince them to join my cult, because they're like psychic goblins, and then Lumen was trying to get them to join the Jedi instead. Or sorry, whatever the correct term for that is that doesn't get us sued by like Lucasfilms and Disney.
Haven't you been calling it Judai or something?
No, it's J-E up comma thing D-I.
Comma thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jedi.
I can't remember what
Apostrophe, you mean?
what?
I was
Apostrophe?
That's the one, yeah. Up comma.
that's why I was laughing.
It was pretty funny.
Sure, okay.
Also, we've got a new dragon friend made of Chardolin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we don't know if he's friend yet. We started talking to him at the end of last one.
Person made of
And
arm.
something we took the chunk of Chardolin from the Mindflay guy, and then we ran away.
Yeah.
And then we opened a portal to the water plane.
Oh,
Yeah, Via's going to try and fix that.
I love it.
Flooded like
Because
and start flooding the Underdark.
Because certain parties
really
started
trying
calling
to-
her evil for it.
I'm really trying to get her to not use the like Parses weave again until we work out how the fuck it works.
Okay,
'Cause
what?
it just-
Murder, if it's any consolation, I am going to try and fix that without resorting to that weave.
That's much better. I'm very happy to hear it. Just it doesn't seem like the most reliable thing in the world.
You will see that as she says, Tasha's like pouring over her notes on magic, like the warp sense that she's used several times before. So there's
Looking at good book, just being like, "Come on, buddy, help me out here."
But yeah, that's vaguely what happened last time. As far we also came back to town and stuff.
Yeah, we're back in Phandelver.
As a hand.
Yeah, you lost an arm the Chardlin used to make the dragon.
Yeah.
But we were talking to that. Oh fuck. Okay, can I remember what the hell it was talking about? It sounds like it's from the same universe, if I remember rightly.
Yeah. It's you're not 100% sure, but it's like there's a lot of similarities.
Yeah, and it tried to claim that it was. Oh, what was its relation to Saudi or Law, whichever one you want to go with? Because it said something about bringing him back, and Via was like, "That's a myth." And he was like, "No, it's not."
That's
But then he
working with him,
but then he started getting the name wrong.
Yeah, because he kept.
And he also
calling it their
mentioned.
actual name.
He also mentioned that the Charging Dragon also mentioned that it tried to attack a certain place.
Yeah.
In
try to destroy
in Neverwinter.
10 towns.
10 towns. That's it.
10
yeah.
towns, and
all of
those
them.
those two things started getting Via a bit sus at the Chardland Dragon. So the last thing I remember doing was using detect thoughts on the thing.
Also,
To be fair, Lumen is from 10 towns, and I think would remember Big Dragon attack, but would not have seen Big Dragon because I think he died far away from Bryn Shadow, right?
Yeah, you might have at one point, like when it originally did its like first flight, you might have seen it, maybe like the shadow of it, and then like heard about what happened as like the big explosion nearby and everything. So you would like know of, but like not have personally experienced. With
Yeah.
that, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
First, while I remember, because this is the easy one. Well, then they're not like like everyone else, super loyal cultists. All but one of the goblins has joined Murderth's cult ranks to help out with with what they're up to. Well,
Yeah, come on, friends.
one
Nice
of-
to meet you.
and one of the goblins has taken Lumen as their teacher, I guess.
I need you to roll me random body parts for each of the goblins.
Oh god, those poor guys. Let's get that random body part thing.
I have just on the point of the Did you say one of them's joined Lumen under the Jedi thing?
Yeah.
Just on that, I have a little joke for Joseph
Okay.
that I found earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I can find it.
Okay, well, while you're looking for that, what is it? It's the 7 goblins there. So,
Uh-huh.
1, tongue.
Okay, we pierce his tongue with a Chardolin.
Oh god.
Finger.
Does he bleed out?
Chardolin in the finger.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Nose.
No, that's the most deadly place.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Chardolin nose piercing.
Breast.
Okay. Nipple piercing Chardolin.
Mouth. And I've lost count at this point.
Cool. Lip piercing from the Chardolin.
And nostril and ear. And if the number went above 7, then you did it to some townsperson who just thought you were like doing piercings.
Cool. They now have their Chardolin stuff, and they can be added into their specific part of the group.
What's the goblin who joined me's name?
Ooh. I wonder if
Andrew, I'll never ask you for my goblins' names.
Thank you.
While Lumen is going through like the Jedi sort of like faith thing, Via just like being interested in religions and such in general would like be sitting with like that goblin as well as anyone else who's listening, just like listening intently and just in generally being interested and learning about, you know, Lumen's religion / culture. And then at one point Lumen just hears, if I press send, Lumen just hears, Lumen, am I doing this Jedi thing properly? And then says what I put in the chat.
I also got this real cool music.
Whoa.
Duh, 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 duh.
Close
No?
but far. Close but far.
Okay, snaps fingers, dispels the disguise self. I found that the other day and I was like, damn, I need to use that.
Joseph,
Yeah.
I consulted the random name generator, and the goblin boy is called Vrek. V-R-E-C.
Okay. Vrek the goblin.
And that token I put a note on. Whether or not that token survives is another question entirely.
Let me just add that to my allies and organizations.
Yeah, that's a great
tab.
idea. Then I don't need to remember.
The goblin.
Oh, but I am a fan of the name Blurm. Hello there, I'm Blurm.
Do you want him to be Vrek Blurm?
Yes, Vrek Blurm.
Of
Did the
me
dragon
reminding
give us a
Andrew
name?
that things can have 2 names.
Yeah, but generally a lot of things in D&D don't have surnames.
That's true because it doesn't. You don't necessarily need to because of how medieval society worked. Just weren't that many people in contact with each other, so names didn't have to be that complicated.
medieval society, but also down south they've got phones.
Yeah.
Multiple names only required once you start doing censuses of entire countries.
Yep.
And when people move about all the time.
Yep.
Did the dragon give us any name?
Lumen tried several times to name the dragon,
Oh yeah, right.
And every time they were like, "No, that sucks." So you
I think both Lumen and VR did, and it just doesn't seem to be happy with anything. So I guess we're just calling it Chardland Dragon or
What about
Chardland Drake because it's small.
how about Onyx?
Didn't you ask it that last time?
Maybe, I don't know. I can't
It's been a
remember.
while.
Hmm. It sounds
Good.
familiar.
Maybe.
How
So
about Obsidian?
I think I tried Obsidian. But-
as I told Joseph privately, there are a couple of names it will take. So it's not me just being no, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
It specifically has names that it will accept, but we've not offered any.
Unless
All the more reason for disguise self then. Disguise self detect thoughts.
unless you actually come up with a really cool name, obviously.
How about Blank Noir?
I love Ladybird and Chat Noir.
Ladybug.
Ladybug
Yeah.
and Gakua.
You love them, do you?
Yeah, it's a great show. So anyways,
Thumb.
what's everyone doing? I think it's a new day. Yeah, it is, because there was a party last night.
I mean,
I need to
we
find
had the party
Murder
last
Bird.
night, and we had the party last night, and that's where the meeting of the Chardland Dragon happened.
Yeah.
I thought we were still mid conversation with
Yes,
it.
so yeah, it would have been... you would have been basically at the end of, like, meeting them bit. Yeah. I'm also refreshing myself, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it's
That
fine.
makes sense.
Okay,
So considering what we know about it so far, and what we were talking about, which was, well, I think everyone was trying to name it,
Mhm.
but Via was casting detect thoughts on, and going not surface level. It will have to make the save. She's just straight up saying, "Nah, you're not telling me anything, and I'm suspicious. I'm gonna probe you, not probe your mind."
So you're just doing... So wait, which one are you doing?
The one that requires a save, where you get more in depth,
Alright.
so it gets an int save.
Yeah, give me a
I
second.
think it's an int save.
I'm going to move this stat block because it actually is going to be used again now.
How about Jet?
What save was it?
Just double checking. Detect thoughts.
It depends. Are you going deeper or are you just surface thoughts?
I said deeper thoughts.
Ah, wisdom save.
Yeah,
wisdom.
I'm just editing his name slightly.
Wisdom save.
Where's
Yeah,
him?
wisdom save.
He's got a
Took us
real...
long enough to find that. Also, I need to roll my portents for today, which I can do through.
Oh, that
20
shouldn't be
app edit
disadvantage, but okay. Even with disadvantage, 21. I mean, it would have been 21 either way.
How does he look after a 4?
Is that like...
Important.
Yeah, important,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I rolled the portents through the app. I got a 4 and a 14.
You know what? Actually, he's gonna let it through. But he now knows you've done it. It's like the fuck?
Hey, you didn't tell me. You didn't tell me voluntarily. Suspicious.
Okay, so
what
thoughts do you want? He says out loud.
What are your intentions after we get back home? You wouldn't tell me.
So you're probing at his mind. So you're technically gonna say two things, because he's gonna like push a thought so that you see that, but because you're actually like you succeeded with the spell, you can see like the actual thoughts. The first thing you see is you're not overly familiar, but you can see like snowy buildings and things like that. just you could see a dragon destroying towns and setting everything on fire and laughing and having a great time. But then when you push further in, you just see him like asleep, like in a really fucking weird space that looks like it's made of giant ice creams and cakes and things.
He's not like in the Sealy Feywild or not like that, is he?
Like in the vision you see where you like just push into his real thoughts, he just like looks like he's just comfortably sleeping. But like the thought he pushes to you is, I'm gonna destroy and kill everyone.
And then sleep, because like once everything's dead, that's his idea of peace.
You can interpret it that way. There's many interpretations.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, you're free to share that
Via
with
like back.
people.
Yeah, exactly. Via's like eyes stop glowing as she like backs off of the spell, and she's like, boys, I'd strongly recommend against giving this thing a stronger body. Like the fact that it's already taken a piece of one of our friends, notwithstanding.
Oh, it's just an arm.
It was an accident.
Yeah, but at the same time, its intentions appear to be nothing but death and destruction when we get back home, and I'd rather us not be responsible for releasing such a thing on our own home.
I believe in second chances.
Also,
I know, but let's not make it super strong before we, stress test that.
but we might need it super strong for here.
What if... Yes, and then it becomes too unmanageable for us.
Look, small dragon friend, will you be friend and not attack people when we get home if we give you a stronger body?
Be more specific. Like, as
You
in,
won't
like,
kill the innocent.
oh yeah, I'm not allowed to do that.
Then, yeah, see, it's fine.
Cause
Why does he
death
say
and
it?
destruction.
He said that like he just remembered.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily something we should forbid him from, specifically
What do you-
because he has the right to defend himself.
Hold up. What do you mean, not allowed?
Well, he should have the right to defend himself from other people who are evil. So,
No,
you know.
that's fine. I meant him... The way that he said, I'm not allowed to do that, implied it wasn't from...
Yeah, Sardio,
Like, I am
God
still concentrating on detect thoughts.
I have like a great compilation. Yeah, greater compilation. Compulsion.
You mean compulsion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On me, placed by a god. That's I'm not actually just not allowed to willingly kill innocents.
Good.
And does that check out with the thoughts?
Yeah.
I mean,
He,
to be
he
fair,
seems annoyed by it, but not like, oh, I wish I could kill innocents. It's just like, I'm annoyed that you've put a thing in my brain.
yeah, a
To, like,
little
the
bad.
Sardior.
I wish you sort of came around on your own terms without having to have this, but it's good that you're not doing it, I suppose.
Question, Andrew.
Yeah.
With that thing that you just said there, I'm annoyed at you. Does that come through on the thoughts?
Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good point. When he thinks
If he's
it,
thinking, is he like in his own internal monologue, just metaphorically shaking his fist like, "Damn you, Sardio! Can't believe you didn't. Can't believe you've done this."
yes, except they wouldn't have said it Sardior in their head. They would have said Aurora.
Huh. Okay.
They would have flat out said that in their head, forgetting that you're reading their thoughts. Because it's such a weird thing for someone to read your thoughts, and then you be like, no, I'm gonna stop thinking the things I normally think.
Via like backs off and it just like looks to you guys, just like, well, I'm satisfied. However, I will also just mention just one last little thing. Still recommend against making it, well, not necessarily making it super strong, but points at the Charlton Dragon core, or if we are far away from it, like if we're in a different part of the town.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to
where
like
we've used the core
visibly
to
see it.
plug that hole we've plugged that hole to the far realm. If we're in line of sight, she'll point. If not, she'll point in the general direction. Just be like,
Yeah.
that is still plugging up a hole.
Yeah,
So I
I
wouldn't
already told
remove
him.
that yet.
I already told him that he's not allowed to take it. Plus, if you're not allowed to willingly cause havoc and destruction, if you remove that, you are willingly causing havoc and destruction.
No, willingly kill innocents. But yes, it's that would still count as me doing something to willingly kill people because of the far realm. As far as I know, just wants to kill everything.
They have to leave it in there. Good.
Well, I'm satisfied. Pats the dragon on the head. I apologize for using detect thoughts on you, but I just wanted to be sure. We don't exactly meet many friendly faces in this crystal sphere.
All right. Well, any secrets you heard in there, keep them to yourself. My
Nods.
secrets.
Nods.
You should have a right to privacy. I agree.
Hence why Via apologized, but she was like, I needed to be sure. Got to be careful.
Also, is Meredith here specifically?
Because he wandered
Meredith
off
would
already.
be with their cult. Actually, no, Meredith would be there because you called everyone over because it was like a...
Yeah, Meredith has
important
been
party
entirely
thing.
anytime he's been asked has been like on the side of like, yeah, dragon, let the dragon be a friend.
Newt, if you need...
This place is fake anyway. What does it matter?
Yeah,
If
Meredith.
Newt, if you need a fabricate spell to help make you a new arm out of some loose chardlin, feel free to ask.
Oh, I thought you
Yeah,
were going to say if you
Meredith,
need a hand.
I've been to talk to you.
Oh,
about
I
this.
missed the opportunity! Damn it!
So, basically, just for clarification, so he tried to teach me how to make myself a body out of matter like he did. And I accidentally made a leg, right?
Yes, that is
Instead of an arm.
correct.
Can I, overnight, try to reshape it into an arm?
Yeah, I think you'd have, obviously it's morning now, so you'd have to wait until tonight. But yeah,
we were still at the end of the... Okay, never mind.
No, the beginning of next day. He's
yeah,
already
this is the
said
beginning of next year. But yeah, 100% if you do like a long resty time's worth of like chipping away at the foot, with like your magical senses and stuff, you can turn it into something that pretty much just looks like your old arm.
Okay.
It's still,
But yeah.
you know, it's a foot, but it looks right.
Wait, what?
Like, you know that the arm is still a leg, but it looks right, so that's fine.
How can it look
Does
right
it-
but not be
Wait,
right?
what?
I don't get it.
You're right. That does make no sense.
No,
But
I
yeah,
want it to be functionally an arm, not look like an arm.
Oh no, I mean as in like mentally, you know that it was a foot, and that it was an
It
arm.
was. Okay,
that
different.
you've like chipped into, so you know that it is a leg, but it is a functioning arm now.
That makes
I
zero
imagine.
difference for Newt.
Yes, I
No,
imagine this would
but-
only make a greater difference to like a normal person who would be like, it's weird that I have a leg arm. But yeah, I imagine Newt just wouldn't care.
Yeah,
so,
like changing his body structure, he doesn't really care about.
Yeah.
yeah. So Meredith,
Uh-huh.
you know the place we're in is real, right?
Nope, it's fake. You told me it was fake. I believed you. You all told me it was fake because otherwise, this place would be terrible.
If you believe the place is really, start killing gnomes again.
I know, but I don't have it in me to keep lying to him.
Look at that face. Does the lizard flicking its tongue out face?
Like my own eyeball.
Yeah.
Like,
all necrosis and like withered because of the
Yeah,
evil
just like
Via casts a bunch of good berries, and then just puts them in a bag and gives you the bag, Murdertha. Like, if you need these for the next few days, you're looking
thank you.
particularly grim today. No offense.
This place is 100% real. It's just different from where we are. It's more like being in another country rather than like.
nah, it's a
fake
weird
place.
dream. You all told me it was a weird dream. I feel like that's more real.
This is reality, and you should know this because your god actually sends you power to here.
I need you to roll me persuasion.
Okay. That's... 12.
That's a perception check, not a persuasion check.
I'm sorry.
Damn you, dyslexia!
20. Much better, actually.
Oh god, this has been real the whole time?
Yes, everything that's happened so far has been real.
Which, that means includes all of the stuff in the Christmas special, with all of the slave kobolds and whatnot.
Andrew,
Yeah.
what does elixir number 5 look like?
Ah, bollocks. I'll tell you later.
Meredith goes quiet and wanders away.
I will follow along with you in an attempt to continue this conversation of the vibe of like, Meredith, I just noticed that
Yeah,
you were
let-
not saving people because you didn't think everything was real. But you have to know that everything is A, real, and B, that killing gnomes is still like a wrong thing to be doing here.
Just keeps silently walking away towards his cult.
Lumen, he might need a bit of time.
I know. It's just those points were very important to make before he left.
Mm-hmm.
Then at which point I do just like leave you to go be with your cult.
Okay, excellent. So, Murdertha, you arrive at the cult. They're all, like, cheering at your re-arrival.
Did you guys know this place was real?
Huh? What, this town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I thought reality was fake for a while.
Oh. I'm sorry to hear that.
And I've wasted some time. We've got work to do.
Okay, just lead the way, boss. We're oddly very, very, what's the right word? Fervent to follow you.
Thanks, guys. You're the best.
You've never led us wrong yet.
No,
Yeah.
I've not led you very often, but I've not led you wrong.
And the goblins are like, yeah, sure, we only just joined, but like everything he talked about sounded good, and like this whole thing with the world ending stuff is like bad, so like we're happy to follow someone who knows what's going on.
Yes, the world is ending.
And yes, Meredith knows what's going on.
That's important.
They have totally glossed over the fact that 2 seconds ago you were like, did you know that this is all real?
Yeah, but like that's not a big problem. But yeah,
We
I'm
all
gonna start
knew
making some
that.
plans with the cult. I'll message you.
Yay!
Question, Meredith. Would you mention to the party that you would be going to Neverwinter at all?
Oh yeah, I've said it already. Like that. I've said it.
Via would just be like, I have just one little. If you're going to Neverwinter, I have just to ask. Do you remember the shopkeep, not the barkeep who we rescued, and then all the other people
one
that
that
we
hated
rescued from?
Felix.
Yeah, I think he did hate Felix.
Yeah, he hated
Yeah.
Felix.
Yes, but I got him essentially like in my debt because it saved his life twice.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple other people who we saved in town who were living with him. Just make sure that they were alright, and you know,
Was that real?
yes.
Also, which universe was that in?
That's
Was that
why
not the
it was-
other universe?
Yeah, but no, I was in this one. That's why
Oh.
we spend all of our money trying to save as many.
Also, every universe we've been to has been real.
That's not how that works.
They were just destroyed. But they were real places with real people who lived real lives.
Well,
that
they're
were,
not real
had great
anymore.
internal worlds. They are still real. They're just reduced to nothing.
They're real in our
Extinguished and,
hearts.
to my
Actually,
best guess, absorbed into Chardlin Towers.
technically, there is actually evidence to like go with your point, Joseph. The fact that the little Chardland dragon said that he was in the void space means that it does technically still exist.
Yeah, the lack of stuff that is there is still a thing.
Wait,
It's
back a
just
second.
there's no stuff there anymore.
So
There
well
was
done.
stuff, there is now no stuff.
My own law contradicted me.
I know this world better than you do.
I wouldn't be shocked by that.
Oh,
Okay, so Meredith is like talking to his people at the moment. What's everyone else doing? Or what's everyone else's plans to do?
Yeah, I have a few things.
we're gonna craft magic items, right?
Okay. Depending on how many days that we're stopping, yeah. I've already asked you that question, and you've answered it. That's fine.
Wait, I haven't.
Yeah, it was a question about the rod, because we've used it, and I was like, okay, how does that work? And you told me it was proximity based.
Okay, good.
So,
I was
that's fine.
I was just mainly checking there. Wait, I have or I haven't answered the question. Because with me it's a 50-50.
I don't know. Let's do this one because this one should be this one may be easy. Legend lore. Chardal. Hey DM, want to tell us about the lore?
I mean, yeah, I'm happy to tell you the lore. It's just trying to figure out what it would give you. So you're going to sit down and legend lore the Chardland dragon.
Yeah.
So
Posts a link to the last campaign.
no,
Post the entire last campaign and says, sit and... Oh, shit!
okay, because I have thought of stuff that you would learn. Could you give me a quick, like, how much information do you get from, like, the spell?
Okay, legend lore. Legend lore. Okay. Purely because I can't just bump it at 1 roll 20. Name or describe a person, place, or object. The spell brings to your mind a brief summary of the significant lore about the thing you named. The lore might consist of current tales, forgotten stories, or even secret lore that has never been widely known. If the thing you named isn't of legendary importance, which we've already talked about whether it is or not, you gain no information. The more information you already have about the thing, so I've already spoken to it, looked into its mind to detect thoughts, the more information you already have about the thing, the more precise and detailed the information you receive is. The information you learn is accurate but might be couched in figurative language. For example, if you have a mysterious magical axe on hand, the spell might yield the information, woe to the evildoer whose hand touches the axe, for even the haft slices the hand of the evil ones. Only... And then it just goes on and on and on, waxing poetical about this axe.
Oh, wait, I'm going to try and find the wiki page for this thing. Okay, so you can get, like, a little story. I'm just trying to find what... I'm just trying to find what's the fun thing to give you. But yeah, you actually are going to get something.
Sick.
Although it'll sound like it's got nothing to do with the dragon.
Hell, all knowledge is power.
Yeah. So
All information helps.
So you get like a kind of like a Cliff Notes story of sorts, like described in your mind, of like there's bits of information missing. Like for example, when it goes to say a long time ago, it doesn't tell you like more specific, like it was in the year.
It'll just start with eons ago.
No,
these were a thing.
Specifically, it would have been a long time ago because it isn't. It isn't super long in terms of like I think it might have been like 100 years, 200 years, but I can't remember. But I know specifically the spell. I don't want it giving you that information. I want it to give you bits of this.
Okay.
There was a time when there was like a great. I nearly said coven, but that's a different thing. Like conglomeration of powerful liches. It doesn't say how many, but you do see a flash of like 7 people sitting around a table talking, or 7 skeletal people.
Liches.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can think, oh, okay, there was probably like 7 of them, or 7 in charge, or something like that. So they had like big plans to rule over, like, as is often the case, everyone, everything, and they wanted to expand their frame of power. So they brought their powers together to create an artifact based on for them your favorite in character thing that gets brought up, that they had information of the Netherese and their towers. And using the same sort of technology created an artifact that was said to be able to harness the power of the sun. Very Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
We all love
The
harnessing
best
power of the
Spider-Man.
sun.
The only thing was, what you see like a
BRB.
what would it be, like a sort of hazy visage of them putting their power into this thing, and you see like what looks like a greeny blacky sort of just like a crystal shard of some kind.
So kind of like the necrotic chardling that we have in where.
Yes. You see something like that, sort of, get crafted, and it looks like very, very. I'll post a picture to you of what the thing you saw looked like. And you see them like they're super happy, and you see them like channeling the power into it. You can see that it already like has started, because it's a bit like if you were using like detect magic, you can see like the flows of magic, and you can see that it is like open to the sun, and it already has started drawing in power. But then you see them panic as the drawing in doesn't stop until it completely absorbs all 7 of them.
Very Guardians of the Galaxy 1 power artifact stone.
So yeah, it essentially they get absorbed, and then everything goes quiet, and you see, for an example of like, you know how you see in movies like the passage of time over a long period of time. You would see like rain coming down because it was like open to the elements. You would see it like day night, day night, day night, day night. Like you'd see that go really very quickly, and then you would see like beings appear. You can't exactly make out, like, as the vision is like fading out, as like, oh, someone has found it. Then you get another flash of a vision of the similar looking towns to the ones that you saw described when like in the dragon's mind, of like the snowy, like very wooden built, like very, very similar style, and a bit like a very large town, and a big crystalline tower but next to it. And like you see waves of like undead and monsters of all kinds, like devils, attacking this town, and then there is like a flash, and then there's like a massive explosion of the tower, and then that's kind of the information you currently get.
Like her eyes are just glowing, long period of time.
Weird.
Comes back to reality with a jolt, like ah.
Yeah, you
That's a
watched
lot.
like probably 100 or so or 200 years of time pass technically.
Yeah, she's very much like jolted out of her, like Doctor Strange in Infinity War. It's just like, nah. Okay. So that you said that town, that snowy town, looked familiar to the tech thoughts thing that was in Jordan's head.
Yeah, like you could.
Does Via think that was 10 towns?
You believe so. Like all of the architecture looked exactly the same as like obviously you saw like flashes from the dragon's memories of these houses. They looked like nigh on identical. Like maybe it was like built at a different time, but it like the same architecture, the same sort of like carvings and things that you'd see.
Yeah, the only difference was that massive. You said crystalline tower. Was that like a chart? Was that like crystalline as in crystalline? Like black.
Black with a lot more green to it.
And then that exploded.
And there's a very cool picture of that thing, which is very different from the Chardland towers you're used to. But the second picture is the tower you see.
Once my thing catches up.
Yeah. Someone else.
Oh wow. And Via's like, that definitely wasn't intent. Would you think that this is like a tiny minuscule fragment of this is what is in has been stabbed into us and is keeping us alive?
Give me an insight.
Um,
1.
Insight. Well, I have a 14 that I could burn on it. if I
Also,
really
you'll
needed
get
to.
something relatively good.
But I'll roll anyway. Roll, damn you. That's a 22. Which on the dice is a 15, so I can't do better than that.
Okay, let's see.
Hang on a minute, am I proficient? No. I could cast Borrowed Knowledge as well to make it a 20. No, mate, to make it a 26.
Yeah, do that.
26.
You with that roll, you're unsure about inside yourself compatibility. But you, now that you think about it, if you think of like the little dragon that you just met, when you like really focus on it and like look through the different, I can't think what the word is, but I've got just crenellations in my head. Basically, when you look towards what you can see of like its core shining out, it has a very similar green light. So you with the 26,
there's a non-zero chance.
Yeah, with the 26, you're pretty certain that at least the dragon is related in some way to that. You can't say for certain that your one is, but you get like the feeling that the whole, the normal thing of it seems unlikely that all of these things are coincidences or just aren't related, even if I don't know for sure.
Via like immediately jumps onto like her scrolls and starts like scribbling. on like all of this.
Get
And it's like
get onto
maybe the
your
Chardland Dragon can maybe the Chardland Dragon can like add some context to all of this.
Quick question, Andrew.
hmm
Do you? I don't think I've written it down. Do you remember what you said to me when I asked what the dragon felt like Jadalin-wise? If it was similar to what I'm made of, or what I have in my body, or what I have also in my body?
I think I said that it was closer to what you're made of.
Which is
Actually,
the natural occurring one, right?
Yeah. Although, to be fair, technically, regardless, it would be like that because it stole you to make quotation mark itself.
That's fair. But it gave me... So it gave me mostly, like, natural Jadalin vibes. Okay.
Yes.
In quotation marks, natural, I guess. So.
Yeah, I have some other things I'd be doing during downtime, but if anybody wants to bring some now, since my thing took a fair bit,
That's the...
if anyone wants to jump in.
Well, that was kind of the point what I wanted to ask earlier, when we got sidetracked a bit by the realities being real. What are we doing right now? As in, like, because this dragon wants to go get bigger, and I'm not sure if we have currently a plan.
Well, one thing that we could do, obviously if Chardlin Boy gets that core up there that we're using to plug the hole, he'll get bigger and stronger. But,
Yeah, but we're not.
if we do that, that's not happening.
Yeah.
That was already
we
ruled
also
out.
have the hole that I admit I accidentally made. I think that if I can close that hole, I might be able to fortify the planes here so that that hole closes. But I'd like to use... I would think it would be prudent for me to use the water hole that I accidentally made as a test to see if I can do it.
Yeah.
But in order to get there, I will need some aquatic adaptation. So first thing I was thinking of suggest maybe have a look around town, or maybe go to Neverwinter to see if we can source some commonly accessible second level spell scrolls.
I could polymorph you into a trout. Would that be helpful?
No, because then I can't cast spells.
I just love
I
the...
can't even
I could
wild-
make you
I
into
can't
a
even
trout.
wild-
Wait, do you just
My
need water breathing?
Or that, which I don't currently have.
Yeah, but yeah, I can adapt my stuff to get you that. That's not an issue.
Wait a minute, a trout can't cast spells in this reality?
No, Zamla. I know it's a shocker, isn't it?
It's weird
Horrifying.
in most of the multiverse they can, though. Just not the ones we've been to specifically. We've been unlucky in that regard.
What sort of low-level crap simp cops exists
Simp.
in this reality who can't even cast
Crap, synth cops.
Those damn
Roasting
simps.
the cop community. Goddamn trout. Weak ass reality trout.
We got spellless trout.
No, I'm
But yeah,
convinced none of this is real. None of this is possibly
What?
real.
What?
That's all the
Yeah,
proof
yeah.
you need.
Okay,
over a
Newt,
long
if you
rest, I
can-
can make something to you to breathe underwater. That's not an issue.
okay, thank you. That can certainly help. So that's one step that we can take towards helping Chardlin Boy. The other one is I am planning on doing some divining on Chardlin dragons, stuff like that in general. So maybe I'll get some pointers from that on another heading to get more of this stuff.
Well, if we
Or
The-
maybe
the idea was-
Chardlin. Sorry, you go.
the idea was mainly to go back to the goblin camp and go back to that underground place with
For the
Yeah, that's
dragon,
fine.
because there's
Yeah.
the big corpse of the dragon, so there's a lot of raw Chardalin that they can use.
Oh yeah.
I think that is a good first place to go, and then we can worry about doing other stuff like Meredith going to Neverwinter and doing downtime stuff. Then
So which one are we going to do first? Are we going to try and get
I
this
can grow up as
down?
well and become a
Are we-
big boy.
Are we going to try and get this core down, or
No, let's go
Go
do the
there.
corpse thing first. We'll go get the dragon corpse, then we'll come back here and deal with anything else that we need to do.
okay? I can do any divinations on. If we make the Tensor's train again, I can do any of my divinations on there.
Sure.
And so it's train.
Yeah, Tensor's
I
train.
like calling it the Tensor's train.
Choo choo.
It is pretty fun.
I don't know. It feels like it has
I'm gonna
different connotations to today after earlier discussion.
I'm gonna go find Meredith there and inform them that we're heading to go find a big dragon corpse if they want to come with us.
Or go back to that place we've already
Yeah, go
been
back
to.
to the big Shardland dragon corpse.
No, Meredith, I'll let you guys go do that yourselves.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's fine.
Mm.
I've got
Also-
cult business to take care of.
Also, to Lumen and Newt. Also, I would to, if we have the time, maybe go back to Neverwinter, because I would like to take some of the new divination abilities that I have gained and apply them to our friends that we rescued from the cannibal town to try and find their home. Especially since I
Sure.
think their home may well have a piece of the Tree of Life that we saw in that vision. Because they mentioned a great tree being the centerpiece of their town. I can't help but wonder if we find their town, it might be one of the pieces of that tree that we saw in the vision that can get us home.
What vision?
The one where the other and they went into that like chardliny looking black tree.
I think you
And-
cut out
and
when you were doing the explanation, but it was when everyone was fighting Melania.
Yeah, it was that other vision when we were in the fair market
And we were
thing.
fighting what?
Melania from Dark
Oh,
Souls.
you weren't there for that session.
Was that in Thingy's brain?
No, you weren't there for that session at the, and we, or at least the vast majority of us, saw in a crystal ball a vision from another crystal sphere with another us, which were fighting Melania from Elden Ring. And when they were victorious, they went into this tree, which took them home. And Via divined with divination and legend lore and things like that it was a piece of the Tree of Life or the World Tree, and that is able to enable cross-spheral travel. But then Via was trying to find a piece of that tree, and she hasn't been able to find a piece of it.
Basically, Christian, the Melania part was just a joke from me. It was like I needed it to be a strong opponent.
Yeah, the
So it
trees
was
seem
like
to have a guardian.
The Melania part was like the joke. So that they were like just like the powerful guardian in quotation marks.
Yeah. Via will explain to Newt, since he seems to have not seen the vision. The tree, the tree does seem to have a guardian wherever it spawns in, but she wants to at least see if that is it.
Okay.
But it's again, Via's like, if we have the time, I understand. If we don't have the time, it's a lot of traveling, and it's especially a lot of traveling since the people that we saved seemed to just call it home. That doesn't give me a lot to work with, but I can try. How long do we think it'll be on using the Zamla Phantom Steed plus everybody using Tensor's disc to make the Tensor's train to get to where that dragon corpse was? How long do we think it'll be?
It was
Let's see.
not that long.
Yeah, like at
If-
most a day.
Yeah, I think it was.
And
Yeah, the Phantom
it's not-
Steed can move at 13 miles
Like I think you'd still
an hour at a fast pace.
if you set out now, you would still get there like within light.
Yeah.
so we're able to get there and get the Chardland bits and have a rest.
I mean, yeah, I guess
Sick.
the dragon takes a while to
We might as well like when
Yeah,
it's so sheltered, we might as well rest there.
Yeah,
Well,
so
It's
I guess
sheltered
let's
and
head
we're
off.
familiar with the area. Sure. Tensor's disc, go, do the thing. Via has a couple of other divination things that she would do while riding on the disc, if that's alright. I say if that's alright,
wait,
I would
sorry.
really like to do these.
Sorry, say that one again. I was typing something.
Yeah, it's fine. If we're going there and we're using the old Phantom Steed Tensor's disc
Mhm.
strategy, Via has a couple of more divination things that she would like to do while sitting on the Tensor's disc and just, traveling.
Yeah, that would be pretty reasonable.
Right, first one is cast scrying on other me.
Okay.
If she doesn't want to be observed, I believe she does get a save against it, which I will just have to hope she fails because I've used my shit portent for the day.
Give me a second.
I mean, she could try casting sending at the. She could try casting. Also, like scrying has like crazy modifiers to the save, so might have to go through it. To figure out what her save's going to be. Via could try to like reason with the other her by casting sending, saying you're probably going to experience somebody trying to look at you, like you'll feel like someone's eyes are on you. Don't worry, it's just me, just making sure you're fine.
Okay, so you're going to send ahead that.
To say this is just to make sure that you're not in danger or anything.
Okay, so they would know that it's you
I'll
doing
just
it.
look for. Yeah, and she's like, I'm just gonna see where you are for a second. If you have a good reason for me to not do that, feel free to reply. It costs you nothing.
Okay, give me a quick rundown of the actual spell, what it does, because this is actually an interesting thing that could come out of it.
Yes. Okay, you can see and hear a particular creature you choose that is on the same plane of existence as you. So if it fails, Via knows, shit, she's gone somewhere else. The target must make a wisdom saving throw, which is modified by how well you know the target and the sort of physical connection you have to it. If a target knows you're casting this spell, it can fail the save voluntarily if it wants to be observed. So on the knowledge hand, to save modifier, if I have second-hand knowledge, i.e. I've heard of the target, they gain a +5. If I have first-hand knowledge, i.e. I've met them, they make a flat roll. If I am familiar with them, as in I know the target well, they get a -5. And then for the connection to save modifier, if I have their likeness or picture, they get a -2. If I have a possessional garment, which if I remember rightly, I have their star map that they had when they were level 3, which I can only assume has become inert, because Star Druids can just like remake it.
Yeah,
After
but
an
it
hour,
still would be related, like
it would still be
an object.
it's an object that she owned. So the possession or garment gives them a negative. So since they are like the other me, I know them really well. They'll probably have a -5. The possession, they'll get a -4 for a -9 total.
Okay,
If I have a body part, lock of hair, bit of nail, or something, they get a -10. So anyway, on a successful save, the target isn't affected, and you can't use this spell against them for another 24 hours. On a failed save, the spell creates an invisible sensor within 10 feet of the target. You can see and hear through the sensor as if you were standing there. The sensor moves with the target, remaining within 10 feet of it for the duration. A creature that can see invisible objects sees the sensor as a luminous orb the size of your fist. Instead of targeting a creature, you can choose a location you have seen before as the target of the spell. When you do, the sensor appears at that location and doesn't move.
Okay, so everyone's gonna enjoy what comes out of my mouth for this. So first part, very easy to say. The spell would fail, and you would know immediately. It was the not same plane one.
Bugger.
But here's the bit everyone's gonna enjoy. There is a feeling inside of you that you think you could push past this. Just there's a little hungry boy.
No.
No.
No, no, no.
No.
You essentially, yeah. So essentially, the Carsite weave is like
Would just do that.
it's sort of because it's like it isn't communicating with you. It gives you kind of the feeling of like,
You
if
could
you
push past it.
if you
Just do
use
it.
me instead, then maybe that whole issue with different planes wouldn't be an issue.
I take it this is coming to me as a
A feeling.
yeah. It's not active.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not actively like seeing that.
Yeah. Especially since you described it as quote hungry boy.
Yeah.
Via's still very much thinking of it as it's something that I have like figured out. But Via's like, no, it is a in case of oh shit, break glass. This is a okay. I have learned that they're on a different plane of existence.
Okay, and
I take it they don't apply to this ending.
they do not.
Okay.
But yes, you've learned that they're on a different plane in some way, and you've learned that as soon as something you were doing failed, the extra weave inside of you is like, I can fix that for you, more or less.
Still, does this feel like something that is being suggested to?
You cut out there. Does it just feel like
Is
this is
this-
something?
That is being suggested in Via's mind, or is this that Via thinks, where she goes, if I use that, it might work, or is this
it's closer to
is this like a
suggestion.
mad?
It's like you get a feeling from that magic that makes you like this feels like it's what it's telling me.
Yeah. If anyone's behind her on a different disc, you'd see her like shudder a bit and shake herself, and like her feathers ruffle a bit. But she's like not going to do that.
Okay.
She promised her friends she'd use it. She promised her friends she'd use it as a "oh shit, we're gonna die" button.
All right. So
Unless I do something.
was there anything else specific on the journey you would have been doing? Because I'm gonna basically go
Can
down
we-
each person.
Can we craft
Okay.
during,
Yes.
or is it too because then we could
Uh,
start on the star map upgrade.
I would say that yes, but at half. Like you get half as much effectiveness from the crafting
Half
time.
efficiency speed.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
Joseph.
Done that. Suggested the shopping trip. I have one more thing, which is casting. Well, I technically have two things, but the other thing I think might need to wait until tomorrow, until another day. Divination. We answer this in a very short phrase.
Mm-hmm.
She pulls out the Christmas orb that is supposed to be Wish and casts divination on it, and the question being, if I used this right now to wish to go home, would I go home to my own crystal sphere?
Okay. Interesting.
Like, would it work? Would it get her what she wants? But she's not going to just try it by just looking at the orb and using it. She's going to divine whether it would do it first.
And how much information did it say you get back? Like a short sentence.
Divination. Going through all of them today. Um, so it has a bit about the offering, which I'm using star metal. So I'll take a chunk of. I need to take a chunk of star metal off.
Yeah, take a bite out of that star
Um,
metal.
You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within the next 7 days. Oh fuck! There was no. Actually, yes, that's another thing I wanted to use divination on that I have just not remembered, but I'll have to wait until the next day. So in this case, it's the activity of asking this orb, I wish to go home to my own crystal sphere with my own family, etc.
Yeah.
Would it do that? What would it get me that?
Yeah, so I'm saying like
And
yeah.
and the DM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, cryptic rhyme, or an omen. The spell doesn't take into account any other possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as casting spells or loss of gain of companions. And then it has a clause on if you cast this more than once per day, there's an accumulating chance, a 25% chance that accumulates, that the DM just says whatever the fuck they want.
The best kind of effect.
Yeah, so I think that would be like I don't know, roll a d20 and on a 5 or less, you just make some random shit. So it's
I'm gonna
try to use this once a day.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you because like obviously fun to send cryptic things.
Indeed.
And you can, as usual, choose to if you share things.
Uh-huh. Depending on the answer, there might be a very response or reaction. I don't know why I'm open to my phone when I have Discord open. I think that's all that Via would be doing today. So before I do any more, we will be getting to the Chardland body.
Yeah, actually, I really like that. Yeah, I like the answer I've given you. It gives you the answers you want and is very cryptic.
Let's have a look.
And then you can tell me what Via thinks of that response.
Yeah, once it loads, it's been a little bit slow since I'm on a hotspot.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so everyone's setting out except for Murdertha.
Oh, that's fine. That's the result. That's the answer. That's pretty much exactly what she was hoping to hear.
Yeah, it's very vague,
which
but
is
it's also
interesting.
exactly what you want.
Yeah, but that's what she was hoping to hear. Because it depend. If it was like a different response, she'd be like, "Crap! Now I have to divine a whole bunch of other things." Like instead of shouting it across, wait until we like settled somewhere, i.e., our destination, before sharing that.
I mean, like when you're like 3/4 of the way there, you're going past like a little chef. You could stop for like something to eat.
Is a little chef. The lead chef is a halfling.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. You're passing a little chef.
Not the restaurant, a literal little travelling chef.
Yeah.
No, does he have any food on him? Like he's a chef,
leans
like,
off
he
the
probably only has
tensor's
some
disc.
vegetables on it from his
Leans off the
travels, right?
leans off the tensor's disc with a gold coin in hand, like, oh, street meat, give.
Oh my god, that's
Gives him the coin.
even better. You don't even need to stop. Like, so what happens is you're going faster than them because they're going at like a much more relaxed pace. And when you catch up to them, you're essentially like you can be going by the side of them, and they've got like a horse and cart, and on the back of the cart is like you could see some containers. You know the metal containers you see in like cooking and stuff that they use for like storing and moving food.
Preservation, yeah.
There's like a bunch of them and and there's like some not currently lit but like some interesting looking cooking machinery in the back, and they're like, hello, and they offer to stop, but they're like, the horses are good boys, so they can keep going. Do you want any snacks? So I just realized it's kind of like if you're driving down the road and suddenly you drove past like one of the like the chip vans,
truck.
and they just open up the side shutter.
And they're like, yeah, you want to buy something?
You want some chips?
Now that's some. Yeah, sure, I'll take some chips.
Sure, like.
You got any chicken?
Yeah. We have some slow braised chicken.
Just buy us a bunch
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah. So like,
Shall I?
the chips would be
Yeah.
like a copper piece. The
I'll
the
take
chicken
one
would be
copper
like 2 copper pieces.
Do you have fish? I'll take 1 fish and 1 chips.
If you want fish, you will have to wait a little bit because I need to batter it. Because I don't just
Okay.
have that ready to go.
If you keep going this way alongside us, then yeah, that's fine.
Which way are you heading to?
A dungeon in that direction.
Just because I'm heading up this way towards like an encampment that a bunch of goblins live. They
All right, yeah.
they've like
Yeah, that sounds right next to where we're going.
they've
Yeah, it's the
they've
same
offered
place.
me like a good deal for setting up possibly like like instead of me just being the traveling little chef, maybe having my own place.
Yeah, you could franchise.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I'm happy to wait.
Sure. Okay, I'll get to work on that in the. Yeah, you'll get it soon.
Okay. I wait for my fish and chips.
Via just gives them a. Do you do chicken in buckets?
I mean, I've got some buckets. If you want some in a bucket, I've never
Well,
done
she
it.
give
that
him
way.
silver. She give him silver. She just meant like.
He just like gives you.
Trust me, I've been subsisting on good berries. I need this for diet reasons.
He just gives you like a bucket full of chicken, and is very
Yes.
confused.
One chicken leg, opens beak, down the hatch, kicks head back a couple of times, and it's gone, bone and all.
What it must be.
What?
That's oh, God, bone and all. That's gonna be.
That.
Oh, what?
That's what owls do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe later I
He's
might
like,
spit
"What?"
the boner.
Yeah, Via's like, what? I have a crop. I need the bones. It's calcium.
Question.
What?
If we collected enough of those bones, could we use like the animate dead spell on it? I'm asking out of character.
I mean, I don't know about animate dead, but
I mean, you could cast animate dead for a pile of bones, but it'd be a chicken.
I mean, yeah. To be fair,
That's
it does.
better.
It just specifies you need a pile of bones or a corpse. It doesn't It also says that you can do it without a complete corpse or a full set of bones, and they
Would-
just have the stats of a skeleton.
Wait,
I
Yeah,
mean,
Theoretically-
yeah.
if you're talking
fuck
about
it.
if you're talking about the ones that Via is eating, it would come because she's an owl. It would come out as a pellet,
Wait a minute.
which means that you'd essentially make like a pellet go.
a pellet golem.
Just
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
You make a little pellet that is a skeleton. Just as
Our teeth.
skeleton.
no, it's
Technically-
because it's like it's like ground up bone.
Are teeth technically bones?
Yes.
No.
So you could just make some weird
Yeah.
fucking humanoid out of teeth. Like that'd be fucking disturbing as hell.
That sounds like if the DM allowed it.
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't say they need to be intact. So
Yeah, it doesn't. It just
theoretically,
says
yes,
a
you
pile of
can.
bones.
If the pellet thing or the big pile of teeth, like theoretically, yes, you could do that. There's nothing to stop you.
Tooth golem.
Well,
I
I'm
think the pile of bones is also supposed to be of a humanoid. I think
Oh,
that
well, it won't
the way
work.
they
because
write it.
chicken-
I'm willing to
And
let
then they're
you
like-
try. See what
What if-
happens.
What if the little chef's like, oh no, it will work on those bones. Why?
Magic chicken.
Magic chicken.
Is this
Via-
chicken? Is this actually chicken? What did I just eat?
He says magic chicken, and Via just downs.
So yeah, anyone else want anything?
Oh, true. It's a medium or smaller humanoid within range,
No, thank
which
you. I don't
means
eat.
theoretically, if you magic aura the bones
Yeah.
and make them humanoid,
Could Zamla get like a slushy or something? Like,
Slushy.
Slushy.
If you give me a little while, because I obviously don't have the machine on right now.
oh, not to worry.
Yeah. So okay. So you want a slushy, and you want a fried fish. I'll get to work on them. Get the machine running.
I wonder what would happen if you used good berries to make a slushy.
oh yeah, do you want anything, little chef?
What do you mean? I mean, besides
Uh,
being
give 'em
paid, I'm
money.
I'm quite happy.
We've given money.
Yeah, just like, if you want any spellcasting services or anything.
Nothing comes to
Is this
mind.
because I?
But thank
Is
you.
this because
Okay.
I mentioned good berry slushies?
No, I'm just like, just seeing if you wanted anything.
So yeah. Okay. Now moving on to other people, which might be shorter. Uh.
Mhm.
Newt. Let's go to you next. Was you said you were going to focus on like the beginning, the crafting thing.
Yeah, I was like, if I was either going to offer to Via to start crafting on the start working on the upgrading her star thingy map.
Yeah.
Actually,
Unless that took
Like
too much
because
time for her to do
since the divinations and stuff only take like 10 minutes. The rest of the time can be spent with Newton via doing that. But Via would mention, how long does it take for you to do that water breathing thing?
I just have to like once we rest, I just have to like refocus what my like
Infusions are.
spells are.
Okay, yeah. Then we can
Okay.
focus on this, and she like brings up like a little schematic of what she thinks might work for her star map,
okay.
Yeah,
So
and she's like, and she
you'll
like
start
provides some
drawing
of the
the
stuff.
calculations on the thing. You're like, no, we have to do this here, and like that doesn't work. But da 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 da.
okay. So
You, you,
I would
you,
recommend
you,
this to Newt to Christian. You can spend because of the amount of time it would be. It's essentially the same as like a long rest sort of, but in travel. You could fix your arm up in that time, and be doing all of the stuff with like these plans as you were saying, and but so you've not made any progress on making the stuff, but you are like amply prepared to start,
Yeah.
and you have a
True.
working
the arm
hand.
the arm takes a bit of priority. Yeah, but I forgot about the arm.
Yeah,
When
that's
he
what I
starts
thought
to
I'd
try
suggest.
to draw on the map, is like, oh yeah, right, arm. First arm, then map.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I was going to say as well, just as a joke, when she shows you the plans thing, and you said that you're going through it and doing the calculus and saying, no, this will work better. Newt just goes, Via, is that a Netherese sigil? She's like, maybe. What? I just copied it out of the book.
Oh yeah, zero judgment from you. If it works,
Oh.
it works.
Okay.
Quick question to party. What are you doing in regards to like NPCs? They said
I
they
mean,
like Felix and Abigail and all that type of thing are like Abigail's like, even though he was looking after me, I'm happy to look after him for a bit while we're like sorting stuff in town. If you're all planning to come like right back.
I mean,
Sure.
also Via, like going back to the question, sneaky little shopping trip for spell schools. Via would, is there an arcanist or something in Phandelver at all?
There's no one who
I
like
think there was.
like heavily focuses on it. There's a lot of people who
Yeah,
do like
but here's-
have tiny bits of training, but no one that's like the town arcanist.
Right, so nobody who could do like second level. Right. Because that's literally all that Via's asking for. Second. If Via's like, that level of complexity is too much, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, they.
What
If
did
we
you
don't
want
have
from a
access to
second
that, yeah.
second level spell?
Oh no, there's like a handful that I would be shopping for. It's just a girl retail therapy thing. Don't worry about it.
Can I ask? I technically can make spell scrolls, right?
Yeah.
Of spells that I have in my
Yeah,
list.
and any of us
Yes.
can make spell scrolls of spells. that
So
we
I
have,
could
if we-
technically, because spell scrolls with me being an artificer and stuff, would be quite quick to make, right?
Depending on the
Especially
level,
the low
yeah.
level ones.
Even if
Yeah,
they're second level.
So, for
I
example,
think
a second
second is
level is
uncommon,
still
right?
common, right? Or is it uncommon?
I think second's uncommon. I know first level and cantrip is common. Second and I think second level and third level are uncommon.
I mean, regardless, I was asking for places to go and buy because we have money now.
Yeah,
You
I
have,
know, but
you already
theoretically,
have enough work on your plate. I didn't want to lumber you down with any more.
I could make spell scrolls that you guys can copy. Like, once we
This is
have more
true.
downtime, and maybe not access to just buy things, that is something to keep in mind.
Mm-hmm. True, especially if we can't buy them and save
Yeah.
you all the work. Questions for when we get back, because we're currently like nearly at the goblin camp. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Though obviously I've still got to do Zamla and Lumens. Are they doing anything specific on the way? But yes, in terms of like progress as things are, you're like 3/4 of the way there. And that's only like if you want to do something specific, because like I imagine Zamla would be focusing on like the riding, so you would be like the person that is actually keeping the group going.
Wait, let's see if I can see.
Horse, do all the work for
Wait a
me.
minute.
I'm having a nap.
No, wait a minute. Let's see.
That's pretty much what I kind of expected from Zemlin. Horse to the
One-
work. I'll
1 hour.
mushroom.
1 hour. No. The unseen servant is riding the horse.
Are you
yeah,
like
no,
standing on the back of the horse, T-posing all the way or something?
I'm working on my holy book because
Oh yeah.
yeah, because I'm
True.
like, okay,
I
well,
forgot
let's see,
about
what can
that.
I write?
Yeah. Okay, that's
Because
fair.
it's like they keep. Oh god, I have to keep Joseph Smithing this shit. Like,
And Lumen, what are you doing on your way there? I would also say that because of where you're heading, your apprentice would have asked to come with.
Yeah, I'll train my apprentice on the way there, I suppose. Start teaching him the Jedi way.
So you're just
I would
gonna
have
like,
also offered Mechavia to come with if she wanted to.
yeah, if you offer, they would come along. So I would say, Lumen, that the time traveling would basically be him telling you the type of things that he has learned and you explaining what you've learned, so that you're on like the same wavelength of, okay, I know what you can do, you know what I can do, now we can actually start on like work.
Yeah, and helping each other and stuff.
Yes.
Cool.
Alright, so is there anything else specific anyone wants, or would the last quarter of the journey be everyone enjoying fish and chips?
what about my slushy?
Oh yeah, the machine's on, and because he was in a good mood, he's like offered everyone a slushie.
Yay!
Neat. I enjoy my sushi, enjoy my fish and chips. I guess we'll start training, I suppose. if we're allowed to.
Uh,
Just sitting there meditating and stuff.
yeah,
Effectively.
if it's just like meditation training, that would be okay. Yeah, you couldn't do anything much more active because of the weird way that you're traveling.
Yeah.
It's saber
But yeah.
fencing on the 3-foot wide tensor disc.
Yeah, you're just doing
Stay
the jump,
in the circle.
the Jedi jump training.
Rule 1. Don't get high ground, remember it.
Right, high ground. So currently, then Zamla is the strongest of us.
How?
Yes. On the highest ground, obviously.
How?
Yeah, you're slightly higher than everyone else because
Alright.
you're on the back of the horse, whereas everyone's slightly lower down on the discs.
Zambler's writing the book like, come on, things are expected of me, I'm their prophet, and then he picks out a mushroom and licks it. Oh wait, no, that's a poisonous one, and I put it back in the bag.
Ugh, no, I don't like that one.
And then I start seeing visions after licking it, and I'm like, yes, and then I start vigorously writing down even.
Yeah, that sounds like something Zamla would do.
Definitely.
Oh god, I just saw what was posted, James.
Oh, nice. I don't have that map anymore. That's a really funny map to switch to then. Yeah, just for fun, I'm gonna switch it to that one. I still got the entrance, but this is just very funny.
Dum 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 dum.
So yeah, everyone remembers the amazing things from the underground goblin base, right?
Yes.
And you can
There's the
associate,
rat on his bow.
Here's my dad, or
yeah.
my not dad, and me in other ways.
Mhm.
The tower was,
Yeah.
or the entrance to the tower was kind of around here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this was all like
It
blue
was
lava.
about here-ish.
Yeah, but this was all blue lava, right? Or
Yeah.
something?
It was what was it? I said like more heavily magically infused lava.
Would that be beneficial for magic item crafting?
That's a good question. Yeah.
Or anything that like involved smithing and some of the things.
I think it would with like yeah, especially with the actual making of like the parts and stuff. I think that would speed that up a bit. So you might get like
Was there a
double
smithy in
time.
here as well?
There wasn't anything specific like that if I remember correctly.
Because I would wonder if the lava is magic enough to keep itself hot, basically, so we can put it in a container and take with us. But...
Alright, I also just realised I need to draw the most important thing. The big Dorito of Destiny.
What?
Agreed.
The adamantine pyramid that you store the door of.
Yeah, so the elevator is basically here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just gonna stick you guys at the entrance for this, but then I noticed that this is missing the map because I obviously just deleted it for space, and I thought this was more funny. So yeah,
we go through all the mines.
Yeah.
there's the big badger that was their pet. So what actually happens is you arrive at like the outskirts, and you see like a bunch of goblins standing guard in like full adamantine armor.
Oh, where's the weird ashen dwarf undead thing? What happened to that one? Didn't he walk with us normally? Something what happened with him?
Don't remember.
I don't.
One answer. think I might have just deleted that image because I didn't imagine I'd ever use it again. Wrong I was. So yeah, you arrive outside, and there's a couple of big armored gobbles with cool slicked back hairstyles and shades.
Nice.
Hello, friends.
Halt! Who goes there? Wait, I can see you. Halt! Who are you?
What do you mean you don't remember us?
Should I?
We came here before and got rid of the people who basically subjugated you. No?
They like look at each other and they're like, you see like a vague like that they're really trying to think. Maybe?
Casts minor illusion, creates a minor illusion. This guy.
Oh, the stupid cat.
Yeah, we got rid of him for you.
Nice.
So can we come back in?
I mean, why are you here? Not here to steal our Dorito, are you?
No. Unless the Dorito is like black and crystalline.
Nah, it's like more bluey. Because that's what colour I associate with adamantine in my head.
No? Not here for that.
Yeah, we're using the Dorito to arm ourselves up and become big and strong.
Good for you.
And then we'll show... I'm not sure who, but someone who's boss.
Well, anyone who wants to take this place for their own will certainly have a managing that.
Yeah, that, yeah. I mean, yeah, you can come in and, like, have a chat with some of the guys. What are you here for?
We're just here to,
You want to go into your Dorito?
yeah, that's true. We do want to enter the Dorito.
Yeah, points at Newt and is like, inside the Dorito there's a whole bunch of stuff that isn't worth much to anybody, but it looks like him. We're after that.
Oh, you're after, like, the shiny rock that was, like, someone carved it with a weird shape?
Yeah, very
Yeah,
much.
that-
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go in and you're gonna ask. I don't know if anyone has took that or not, but
I mean,
someone should
that's
know.
what we're here to do, is to have a look.
So yeah, he lets you inside, and you go into like the meeting area that you saw before, where Zamla, I think it was Zamla summoned their god or summoned their enemy god or something like that.
It was Via and Zamla stacking a bunch of illusory cantrips together.
Yeah.
Because like Druidcraft, Thaumaturgy, Prestidigitation, Minor Illusion have like multiple effects and you can stack them. That's what they were doing.
So yeah, you get like sat down at one of the tables and like offered like a small meal. They essentially say like, yes, like nearly supper time. Do you wanna? It's not much. It's just like some soup bits in it.
Appreciate it, but I'm good. The bucket is still on like the 10th disc and it's empty.
God, I can't wait till that little chef gets here.
Wait, what, isn't he with us?
Yes, but
I think
he hasn't came inside yet. He's like, he'd be outside like setting up his stuff, or like I suppose more accurately closing up his stuff before coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else want any soup?
I'm good, I don't need. Thank you.
I think we even have some bread that isn't maggoty. If you're into that.
Isn't maggoty? I'm sorry, I'll pass.
I mean, we've got maggoty as well. We've got a lot more of that.
Oh. Oh, yes, please.
So you just want some of the maggoty bread, not interested in the soup.
Yes, and I shapeshift my head into a bird and just start. Oh wait, no, a fish, and start just eating the maggots.
Okay.
Extra protein.
Uh,
A trout specifically. Your loss.
the little goblin that Joe Lumen has brought along with him is like, oh wait, who's made the soup today? And they respond with, oh, it's Big Jeff. You get
Big Jeff.
you get jabbed in the side, Lumen. Are like, oh, you should have some of Big Jeff's soup.
Okay, sure. We'll have some Big Jeff soup. We've just ate fish and chips, but I'll have some Big Jeff soup as well.
Yeah, you can have like a small bowl,
Sure.
a taster bowl.
I'll try Big Jeff's soup.
Give me a con save. It's a very easy
Okay.
con save.
I'm not a very constitutional person.
I mean, yeah, you could get a nat 1 still.
15.
15, that's good enough. You're sipping it down, and like the soup, the liquid part tastes pretty fine. When you get a couple of the chewy bits and you're like, I don't know what that was. Cuz you're like,
I guess I'll
that must be meat, and then you're like, no, that's too hard to be meat.
What's the chewy bit in this soup?
He responds with chewy bit?
Like this stuff, and I fish a bit out.
Your new friend is confused by that, and then he goes over and talks to Big Jeff, and he comes back and is like, yeah, there shouldn't be any bits in that soup. That's just like a broth.
Interesting. Can I identify the chewy bit?
With the spell or just naturally? Because it's
Yes.
definitely not magical.
Like a
Yes.
nature check or something.
So
Maybe.
I would say survival.
Survival's fair.
9.
I tell you what, I tell you what, because we're nearly at the end. What Ian give? Like a 14 on the dice plus your modifier.
So 16.
Does it help?
All right, give me a second.
Don't know. Does it?
Lumen has no idea.
Even with into the looking at going, just shaking her head very subtly. No idea.
You're like fairly certain, even though you were like a minute ago you were like, nah, it can't be. It's too hard. You're pretty certain it was a meat of some kind. It's very difficult to tell like exactly what it came from. Just from like if someone handed you soup and you pulled a bit of meat out, you would be like, the best you could tell is it's like a darker meat. So it's not chicken. You know it's definitely not chicken.
I mean, you can normally tell by the taste of meats.
Yeah, but in this
Most
case,
meats have a distinct flavor. Like, I assume it's not beef or pork or chicken or cow. Or
okay, yes,
any...
it is not. From what flavor you got from what you were chewing, it was not a familiar flavor.
Oh god, it's cat, isn't it?
Cat is delicious. One of the goblins speaks up.
What's my nature modifier? What's my nature and survival? Go for that and that. Survival's not much better than Lumen's. Although I could borrow knowledge and guidance again to boost it. Can Via like stick a fork in one of the chunks and visually like look at it,
Yeah, sure.
and then borrowed knowledge, survival, plus guidance? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. This will have a so this plus 3 plus whatever the D4. Well, that's pretty fuck garbage. That's worse than Lumen's. Via has no idea, right?
You can
I
tell.
tried.
If nothing else, you can tell it's a very tough meat. Lumen, give me a. What would it be? An insight roll, please.
Okay. 15.
Okay, so you kind of realize something while you're sitting there. You're like pondering, like, what the fuck did I just eat? And then you realize you've stopped hearing goblin, like the spoken language. Like
Okay.
all you can just hear people talking around you. But like before, you could hear some people talking in common, some talking in goblin. But you hear no goblin anymore.
How do you mean? Like, I just can't understand it? Or it's muted to me? Or
No, you
it
just
sounds different?
everyone seems to be talking common now. Common? Everyone talking common?
Is it
okay,
a case of he understands Goblin now?
Yeah, like, as... Okay. Goblin friend, try speaking in Goblin to me.
He's in goblin to everyone else. Says, "Okay, now what?"
And I assume I hear that in common.
Yes.
Okay. It's weird translation-y meat. Makes you understand Goblin.
It's babblefish meat.
Ugh, no.
Babblefish meat.
Apparently.
Via looks at it, the bit that she has on the end of a fork. It's not the tongue of something, is it? You know, as in the tongue spell.
Maybe? I have
Tongue of
no
a
clue what
babblefish.
it is.
It's the tongue of a babblefish.
I cast the tongue spell and then chop up the tongue and throw it in the soup.
It's clearly weird stuff that translates Goblin, at a minimum. Cool. Well,
Just, you can tell that the goblins are fair now, can't you?
Can
Yeah, I
can I
guess.
have some of the soup and analyze it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Via hands you
It's on you, sir.
Via also hands you the chunk that she has. So you got a piece of the meat as well, because she's not eating it.
No, I just put the meat on your tongue directly.
Yeah,
Sure, yeah.
that's definitely
Analyzing would include licking it, yeah.
that is indeed meat. Yeah, because of the way that the law has changed, and because that actually ties into this campaign slightly. You're getting like weird fae vibes off the meat.
Hmm.
Are you
So you're
gonna
saying
just
the meat
like
is magical, and therefore the identify spell would tell me what it is.
no, not magical in that. I mean, everything is magical. If you use that logic,
Everything is magical.
like if I
Ooh,
If
I
I-
write that down in the holy book.
It
Yep.
definitely has a magical effect.
I take it that if any of us use detect magic, it wouldn't come up as magical.
Like a rock that is a rock does not have a magical effect. This translates Goblin into common for you. There's clearly something magical happening here.
it is not technically magical. What is happening is biological.
Okay.
And it's all
Very
spoiler. It's a weird mix between biological and psionic.
Oh, it's like mind flare brain? Goblin brain? I don't know, man. Psychic goblin brain.
Are
Wait,
these
Psychic
things, are
goblin
these
brain.
side goblins cannibalizing each other?
Who knows?
Newt, are you gonna spend some time and like just analyze the soup?
Yes.
Because you get to chatting with the goblins. They understand why you've came and are like, I mean, sun will be going down soon. Will you guys be heading back, or do you want to spend the night here?
I guess we'll spend the night here.
Yeah,
We'd
probably
rather
spend
spend the night
time
here if you
with
safe.
the rocks. Yeah.
Cause yeah, we'll go over to the rocks. We'll put the dragon into the rocks, and then we'll spend the night here while it forms.
Cool. I'll introduce you like your friend goblins. Like I'll go and find out who, if anyone, owns the stuff you're here for. And I'll get back to you as fast as I can.
Sure.
I'm just gonna fast track Newt's thing. Newt, you analyze and like, it seems like pretty much like you get different hints of like, yeah, this might have had like vegetable stewing in it, and it's like cabbage water type of thing of like they keep adding water to it, so it's got a tiny bit of like, it is good for you, but it gets less and less good for you the more they dilute it. You analyze the meat in it, and it definitely is goblin meat.
He has no qualms mentioning that to everybody who's just eaten that.
You
It
say
seems
that
like they make they seem to make good use of the resources that they have.
so like you say out loud that the meat is goblin meat, and just all of the goblins around you and all your party members who've tried it, who are like just sitting there, do like the movie thing of everyone spit like the all at once.
Oh my god!
Just spitting each other's faces. Oh my god, what? Shouldn't have goblin meat in it!
Who put
Why? What's wrong
goblin
with
meat?
that?
I'm a goblin!
And
It's cannibalism.
Yeah,
Newt.
it's
Races aren't supposed to eat members of their own race.
says who?
I mean,
it gives
Everybody
you
who
we
is
had
bio-
disease.
Everybody who is biological.
you did just
Why?
eat the chicken.
That's not cannibalism. Owls predate on chicken naturally. Owls are predators, as am I. And
So
we eat
humans
meat.
are allowed to eat elves?
I mean-
Technically, yes.
Technically, they might get away with it biologically.
So it's
It'll be
fine that you
ethically-
just ate
It'll be
goblins.
ethically frowned upon, most certainly, because it's one intelligent race predating on another intelligent, civilized, advanced race.
To
I
be
mean,
fair, Newt
Fae
does
are
sort of have
known
a
to
leg to stand
consume
on,
other
given
Fae.
that plants can
I have
speak in this
no idea what you
universe.
two guys
Not
just said.
animals.
I know, because we're all talking over each other. Joseph, you say your bit.
Technically, he does have a point. Like, almost everything in this universe is intelligent. Like, plants can speak and animals can speak if you have the right spells. You just need to be
That's-
able to understand them. So, like,
That
technically,
is
you
that
have
is
a
so.
point.
Yeah, but when you start adding magic into anything's off the table. I'm talking about naturally in nature with no
Technically-
magical influence.
Technically, magically conjured food is like the only vegan food in this universe. Like, it's like the only food that was not made by animals because you just created it via magic.
Unless you
So, like-
believe that the weave is actually sentient.
Yeah, in which case nothing is vegan. Everything is alive.
I
Hell,
raised
even the
my-
rocks.
sorry.
You can't even eat the rock.
I raised my hand like a well-behaved student and wait my turn to ask a question.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir. What is your question?
I mean, Fae are known to eat other Fae, and I look at Via. How good do you think you taste?
A couple of the goblins
she-
turn and look and are like, yeah.
She seems to genuinely ponder that.
I mean, like you look like birdie, so
Yeah,
like.
but Andrew.
I mean,
Andrew,
I'm gonna go with not great. There's not a lot of meat on.
Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I shape change into Via, and I bite my arm.
How hard do you bite?
Just a. Ow.
Like
And
to the
maybe-
point where your brain says, "Don't do that, idiot." Because you can't harm yourself biting yourself.
It's
'cause
not
your
his
brain
fault.
cuts
He's got a
in.
bird brain now. Remember?
Let's see.
Thanks, Zamla.
I didn't say that. Owen did.
I genuinely, because of the way Zamla is, I think Zamla would do that and then be like, doesn't taste too bad. Regardless of like what it, like, because of how like shape change works and stuff, they still might technically just be biting themselves.
I turn to Via and I offer the arm to her. Would you like some?
No. Also, I would like to stress, because you're a changeling, you might still just be tasting yourself there.
I offer the arm to everyone else.
I'm good.
What the
'Cause there's
fuck am I
definitely an
doing with
element
this
of, like-
character? What the fuck am I doing?
Being a chaos gremlin, which is what you are.
I mean, you're offering everyone a bite. Oh god.
So let me get that straight.
Hmm.
Thinking people are not supposed to eat thinking people.
Yep.
Pretty
Are
much.
you allowed to eat an idiot?
That is
No.
like...
It's still
no.
ethically
Oh,
frowned upon.
You
No.
see one very like not up to date with like what's right and wrong to say goblin is like, well, I guess if someone's like dumb enough, you could call them a vegetable, and we eat vegetables.
No.
So what-
No.
No, sir, we need to come over here. I need to explain something to you.
Excuse me, sir. Do you believe in climate change? No, it's a myth. Get him!
The one goblin who's like, the world is flat, by the way. Get him! Put him in a pot.
It would be the other way around, because this is a plane. It'd be like the Earth. No, the planet is round.
This plane of
Incorrect.
existence is round. No, this is a plane of existence. Get in the pot.
Incorrect. The way gravity works here means that this planet has to be round.
So anyway,
Otherwise,
I
none
do
of this
believe
makes sense.
Toril/Pharaoh is round.
yes, we have seen it from space.
Yeah. Spelljammers are a thing that exists.
Anyways, about an hour passes while so the
We're
cooking.
having this cannibalism conversation.
Yeah, so the cooking pot that they had was just like a giant one, and they're like, well, regardless, it's clearly tainted. So they like, they take it over to like there's like a grating that goes down to their sewers, and they just like pour it down, and like after about 10 minutes, it starts emptying, and then you just see the bottom has like a couple of dead goblins in it. And they're
Did
like,
they just fall in?
oh,
while
I think
working
they
on it?
might have.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
How long have they
Yep.
been in there?
How long has that thing been cooking?
A while.
Oh, is this one of those?
Who minced
Is this
them?
one of those?
No,
Is
not
this one of
mince.
those
This is
traveler?
like the bone.
Real,
The heat has caused the meat to come off the bone.
Ah,
yeah,
right. Okay.
real question.
Wow, very tender.
Yeah.
Real question. Is this one of those travel deals where you just keep refilling it and keep re-adding ingredients all the time?
Yeah, that's
So it never like really runs out?
yeah. Thank you, James. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the exact word for it. It hasn't.
Yeah, either
It's
could
like
I.
essentially a travel. Are you okay,
Well-
Newt?
Yeah, sorry. That was just a tickle in my throat.
Well, that was horrifying.
But Lumen, between you and Newt, you think that you could like come to the conclusion while this is all happening of, I think these goblins have like been so infused with like, well,
Psionic energy.
something's made them weirdly fey, which to your knowledge goblins shouldn't
Isn't
be.
a thing.
But yeah, also because of them being so infused with psionic energy as well, you think that just like for some reason eating their meat helps you understand their language, or psychically connects you to them. You've no idea
Okay.
what it is, but it's fucking weird.
Strange psychic
You just
energies.
stands in front of the pot and thinks aloud. Thinks aloud. So maybe I could make goblin understanding potions out of goblins.
Yeah, if you stop them, from, if you're like, no, I'll this must be horrible for you. I'll deal with this.
Potions of goblin comprehension.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you definitely could like grab, I don't know, a leg of the goblin and make like a bunch of potions of goblin understanding.
I lean over to Via. Is that frowned upon if I make potions out of goblins?
No, I think that's okay.
Would that not be also cannibalism?
It depends. It depends on how you go. It'll depend on how you go about it and how. Shit, I broke up again. It'll depend on how you find. What you have to synthesize for the potion.
Then the goblin friend who went away, you didn't realize he'd came back in the time, and like, just like you guys are separate aside, like, yeah, but I'd probably not tell the other people that's what you're doing because they might be uncomfortable. But I've heard of potions that have like giants' toenails and stuff in them.
Essentially, what my friend is doing is putting the bodies to rest. But he might take a little sample of something just to
Yeah, I'm
learn
wait,
learn
I mean-
how this has caused people to understand Goblin.
Oh, I
Let me
don't.
get straight. You can imbibe things that have bits of. So nails are fine, but flesh is not.
Well,
I
almost
think
all
generally-
magical items are created out of some magical creatures' body parts or like elements of them that have those properties.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
more
So,
like the liquid's been infused by it. It's like do you know what tequila is?
No.
It's like it's a real nice alcohol that like has a worm in it. You don't have to eat the worm, but it's real nice. It's like that.
But I take it that proteins and things are extracted.
Yeah,
Is the taste?
I think so. That's what I was told. Goblins loving
like-
their tequila.
It's canon now.
Yeah.
So I guess by that logic, that goblin must sound like Mexican.
He's like, hey, you look young, you get the chip.
Oh.
It's essentially juice at this point.
So are
Oh my
you
god.
are you gonna offer to like do this job for them once they know that it's like a couple of goblins might have fallen or something, so they don't have to deal with the
Oh yeah, he has no issue dealing with the corpses.
yeah? Because if you do offer, especially since you've got like your goblin friends just come back and he doesn't care about you making potions and stuff from it. But was like, yeah, some of the others might. He would vouch for you of like, yeah, they're respectful and shit. They'll get this done.
Since they're psionic, and that had definitely some. The psionic part was important in this. Would Newt deduce that potentially some brain fluid would be more potent than, for example, their flesh? Because that might be easier to use for potions.
You think it probably would, but because of the way it's been stewing, there's very little brain flesh left.
Yeah,
don't
with
care
really-
about
with-
the flesh.
With really high temperatures, it would destroy a lot of.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of the
Yeah.
liquid will be infused with that, so you could probably just scoop up some of it and just make a load of potions with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
take
my
the
his logic
vial.
was that maybe still in the skull itself there might still be a higher concentration of that stuff.
Brain matter.
I mean, you can
You're-
try.
He'll probably try to extract some of that.
Sure. I would say because in my head there were 3 goblins that fell in. You can like for two of them, you have like you've done the timing right enough that basically their heads are like if you crack open the skull, it just pours out brain. And that will equate on each of them to just you instantly get a portion of goblin comprehension.
Okay.
Without any work, it's instantly two. Well, the other one, they cracked their head when they fell in, so brain died quicker.
I would probably use one to understand how to synthesize it, basically, and just keep the other for whenever we need it.
Yeah. I'll tell you now, just because you'll learn it after a bit of time. You do think that it actually requires the imbibing of, in some way, the material of one of these psionic goblins, but obviously dead. So like if you blended it up or just made it into jerky or whatever, that would probably work. But you don't think that just like leaving it to soak in water, well, not water, but you know what I mean, would be enough.
Yeah.
But it is like, as you won't learn this for a few days, but like in a few days you will learn that it does seem to weirdly be permanent, because it seems, rather than to be a magical effect, it's a genetic effect.
Oh, so basically you alter, if you drink it, you alter your own gene.
Yes.
You've altered your biology.
That is correct.
Lumen's biology has been altered even further. So he's got a bit of cat boy and he's got a bit of Psy Goblin in him.
Yeah, now we've got a
And
goblin
now
tongue.
I'm now a mutant. Oh, okay, great.
There's a little bit of CRISPR in there.
Oh, good.
Your brain has been altered slightly.
Well,
What was I going to
that's
say?
not new.
Your brain has been altered slightly. Hope that we do not alter it further.
Since Newt has come to the encountered the problem once or twice, and just so I've said it out loud, at some point he will want to try to create something like they had in Critical Role. So basically a bag of colding, which is not necessarily cold, but basically a bag of kind of stasis,
Freezer.
so things don't
Bag of
decompose
holding, but it's a
and
fridge.
stuff.
All right,
not a
bag
not a
of
fridge.
gentle repose.
Freezer.
Yeah, more like a bag of gentle repose. That the but whatever material I put in there does not decay or change. It's
I would let you work on something like that, but I'd have to think of like, I know you wouldn't abuse it, and you'd use it for just this kind of stupid stuff.
oh yeah, I'm happy for it also to be moderately small, like not like a bag of holding kind of dimension, but more of a
Wrist pocket.
backpack in a bag size, but just so there I can put a few things in there that don't decay. But it's not about the amount. I'm just not wanting to like put like corpses in there or anything.
I would definitely let you make a version of the bag of holding that works differently, but is like a sterile environment that is good for maintaining matter.
Preserving things.
Yes,
Preserving
Yeah.
meat.
Pouch of preservation.
Yeah, perfect.
Nice.
Okay, so after the horribleness of all that, just like to wrap this up for this bit. The goblin says to you, okay, so a couple of people argued over the like, what did you call it again? Like charm stone or something?
No, we called it rocks.
Okay.
Yeah, we did call it
We
rocks.
called it shiny rocks. I can tell you the name. I'm always happy to inform. It's known as Chardlin.
Yeah, I heard you back in town saying that word.
All right, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, it's Chardlin.
So currently there's like 2 people arguing over it. who both think they own it. So if you want, you can like try and convince them. Like, actually, I guess you could always just try and convince them you own it.
Sure,
We
we'll
can
head
go
over
have a
there.
chat.
So
we
yeah,
slap on it.
with that, you would basically head down to like the elevator, and that's where we'll end it.
Yeah.
You get there and you see two very angry goblins in like full armor, just like screaming at each other.
That could be fun.
Yeah, just kills them. There you go, sorted.
I mean, that would be a very goblin way of convincing somebody that you own something.
I mean, I don't think the one who's friends with you would say it any way other than that. It's like, yeah, fair. They're not. Then these goblins, they like each other, but they don't love each other.
Fair.
Ah, excellent. And then maybe next week Graham can get to talk again.
Yay.
Hello?
Yeah, Graham.
Hello.
As far as I can tell, Graham's not in this section of the story at all.
No other things are happening. You've broken my brain.
He chose to
I
not.
mean, he's in Neverwinter now.
yeah, he is doing stuff, but it's not camera-facing stuff.
He
Yeah.
has gone off script.
You've made the world a worse place.
Happy ending all
mean-
round. Also, I named the episode Murderer's Friendship.
Why?
I mean, depending on the kind of character you're playing, you. Hey, you know what? People who kill together stay together. Friends who
Yeah.
kill together stay together.
I guess.
guys.
I'm just.
I'll be heading off.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
toodaloo.
See you later.
See you next
Bye.
week.
See you next week. Ah, that